Let us begin with our next speaker, the very interesting Akhila Dasbla, the founder of Integro Kids, with an equally interesting topic, viewing the A to Z of different cultures from around the world through a child's point of view, introducing children to the idea that although we are all different, we are still similar. But before we begin, a little bit of information about our speaker. Akhila Dasbla is an author, entrepreneur, and educationist, specializing in diversity and inclusion, with a focus on early childhood. She has authored 5 books for children and is a co-founder of Integro Kids, an organization that helps parents and educators raise kids in an increasingly diverse world. She believes that when kids, parents, and educators learn to celebrate differences and similarities in their early childhood years, we can challenge bias, educate, and raise empowered as well as empathetic kids. A big round of applause for our next speaker.
Good morning, everyone. Not loud enough for me, I'm sorry. Good morning, everyone. Much better. All right. So I see a lot of empty seats. So can I ask you all one big favor, and can you all move front? Let's fill up the seats so that if we have any stragglers who are coming in later, they can come and fill up the back seats. Let's just take a quick minute. And all the kids, feel free to come right up in front. Yes, you can sit on the steps, you can sit on the chair, you can sit wherever you want. You want to sit on the stage? Okay. Can you see from there? As long as you don't get a crick in the neck, you don't want to be doing this. Are you going to be doing this? Because I'm going to be showing you stuff. No? So see, figure where you want to sit. You want to sit there? Perfect. All right. Are we settled in? Oh, sorry, 1 second. She needs to call her friend. It's very important. Is your friend here? Yes, we can start? Perfect. Anybody else who needs to call their friend? All good? Everybody's got their friends? Perfect. Let's start. All right. Welcome, everybody. As they said, I'm Akhila, and today we're going to be talking about culture. Everybody, today we're going to be talking about culture. That's right. Darling, you're going to fall. So do you mind sitting a little to the left? Perfect. Are you sure you don't want your feet dangling like that? You're good? Okay. All right. So today we're going to be talking about culture. Does anybody know what culture is? It's a state. Oh.
It's a state, but in a state there are many cultures.
Okay.
I think a culture is like a religion or something like that.
Okay. What else? Anybody else who wants to take a guess at what culture is? There, we have somebody over there. Can I have somebody just take a mic across?
So culture is basically the way people behave,
Okay.
how they respect their religions
Okay.
and their traditions.
Okay, so culture is how people behave, how they respect their religion. Some of you said it's a state.
Cultures are traditions which people follow in different places, and there are different cultures in different places, and they're based on beliefs.
Okay, so wow, culture is belief systems, all right? That's a very big response. I'm very impressed. So we're going to be talking about culture today. And when I say A to Z of culture, what do I mean by that? I mean we're going to be talking about the alphabetical order. No, we're going to be talking about the top to the bottom. We're going to be talking from the left to the right. We're going to be talking from the length to the breadth, from A to Z. So we're going to be talking about culture and everything in culture. All right? Are we ready to get started? All right. Now, I have a big question for you. Are you Indian? Yes? Raise your hand if you're Indian. Okay, so most of us are Indian. I see a lot of grown-ups at the back. You're not Indian? No? Other look Indian, but not from India. US passport? Somebody? Yeah, there you go. I knew it. Okay, those are what we call the non-resident Indians. All right. Now, so if we are all Indian, do you think that we are all the same? No? You're not an Indian. What are you? I'm a Karnataka. You're a Karnatakan. Okay. All right. So that brings me to my next question. Are you from Bangalore? Raise your hand if you're from Bangalore. Okay. Lot of hands from Bangalore. Do you also face the same amount of traffic that I do? Raise your hands. There we go. Do you also have a problem with the potholes? Raise your hands. No. Okay, so here we have somebody from Tamil Nadu who feels that Tamil Nadu roads and traffic and etc. are much better than Bangalore. All right. That is a debate that we shall get to at a later point. What else? So, if we're all Indian, we all live in Bangalore, does that make us all the same? No? Oh, okay. So we all have different faces and different skin colors. That's an interesting one. What else? Religion. Oh, we all have different religions. Okay. We all have different personalities, different nicknames.
So we all have different.
Oh, the most important part is that we all have different fingerprints.
So we all have different personalities, and we can choose the feelings, and we can choose the way we want to live, and our jobs that makes us different.
Oh, wow. All right. Okay. So we're clear that we're not all the same. We're all different, right? So let's play a game. Are you all ready to play a game today? Yes? Okay, I can't hear the grown-ups at the back. All right. So I have to warn you that I hope you've all eaten like a big breakfast today. No, because you're going to need a little bit of energy for this game. Yeah, grown-ups at the back? Ready? All right. Who wants to play a game? I want to hear it. Who wants to play a game? All right, let's go. So the game is called Stand Up or Sit Down. So like I warned you, you'll need a little bit of energy for this one. All right? So I want to see the grown-ups. I know the kids are going to stand up and sit down, but I do want to see the grown-ups standing up and sitting down. Are we ready? Every time I ask you a question, okay, you will stand up or sit down depending whether you agree, if it is true for you or not. Clear, everybody? Yeah? It's very simple. All you need to do is stand up or sit down. Correct. All right. Stand up if you eat food with your hands. Yummy curd rice mixed nicely and eaten like that. Dosas torn like that and eaten. Idlis belted at Sunday morning breakfast. Even pizzas eaten. Yum, yum, yum. Okay, I see somebody sitting down. Are rotis eaten with a cutlery and fork and knife? All right, little stragglers. Thank you so much for standing up. One important part of the game is that you need to be honest, reflect introspectively, think of all the various situations that you find yourself in. All right. Your next question. Sit down if you say ayyo sometimes. Ayyo! Wow. Quite a few people over here. Oh my God, there's only 2 people standing, 3, 4, 5 people standing up who have never said ayyo in your life. Are you South Indian? No, see, that explains it. Is ayyo a very South Indian term? Yes. So clearly, the North Indians need to learn something. What do we say? Ayyo. So the next time you're in an auto, what are you going to say? Ayyo. All right. Stand up if you take off your shoes when you enter your house. Very clearly an Indian cultural thing, right? Do we all take off our shoes when we enter our house? Yes, we do. All right. Sit down if your grandparents live with you. Okay, so here there's a little bit interesting. Look around. See who's standing up and who's sitting down. Who do you have stuff in common with? And whose living situation is a little different to yours? Next. Stand up if you watch quietly when someone is performing for you. Okay. That's good to see. Most people respect the performer, respect the performing artist. Well done. Sit down if you have ever celebrated Rakhi. Then you have to keep standing. All right, we have 2 people here. Did you know that you don't need to tie Rakhi only to your brother? You can tie Rakhi to pretty much anybody you want. You tied to your cousin sister? That's amazing. You tied to your cousin brother? Normal brother. Then you need to sit. Why are you still standing? It says sit down if you've tied a Rakhi. Have you tied a Rakhi? No. Careful. So then you can sit. Be careful. Okay. All right. Somebody was asking me why I have this, so I can move to the next slide. Okay, just when somebody asked me. This is called Murphy's Law, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. Stand up if you celebrate Eid. There we go. All right. Very few people in the audience, but there nonetheless. This is why we are called minorities, by the way, for the grown-ups at the back. Sit down if you speak Kannada. Whoa. If you speak Kannada, keep sitting. If you don't speak Kannada, stand up. There we go. Shows you what a motley crew we have. Mix of languages. Stand up if you speak Hindi. Majoritarian language. You speak Hindi? Good, stand up. Few people still sitting down. Sit down if you have ever played Lagori. Lot of people have played Lagori. That's good to see. What's also interesting to see is that all the grown-ups are sitting, but the kids are standing. So grown-ups, homework for the weekend, teach Lagori. And for the kids over here who asked me, what is Lagori? I am going to give it to, do I have any grown-up volunteers who want to explain what Lagori is? There, we have a hand at the back. If you can, otherwise we'll get your mic.
Like 10 stones which you stack on top of each other, and you put it at a distance. Maybe the stones are there where this blue t-shirt gentleman is, and I would be here. I'd have a tennis ball in my hand, and I'm going to aim at the blue man and hit him with the ball so he breaks into pieces. And then the idea, oh sorry, I didn't start with one thing. There are two teams, right? So the team that breaks has to eventually run and put the stones back together. And how do you get this team out? The other team will throw the ball at them and hit them. You have to escape the ball and run to the stone and pile up the stones again. So that's what it is. It's super fun, and you must learn it from your parents.
There you go. So, for all the grown-ups who played Lagori in their childhood, can I get a yay? Stand up if you've ever made your own kite. Again, can you see how many grown-ups versus kids? Do you feel that there's a subtle message that's passing through here? Oh no, okay, she made a kite but it didn't fly. You did kite flying, but did you make your own kite? No. Okay, then that's not counted, all right. Sit down if you've danced at an Indian wedding. I see lone gentlemen standing up. Men, I think you need to do a better job at the next wedding that you go to. All right. Stand up if you've ever been to a temple. Okay. Most people in the crowd. Oops. Wait, it's... Okay. Sit down if your mangoes are your favorite fruit. Lot of people like mangoes. Very few don't. But it's not your favorite. All right. Okay. Stand up if you like eating idlis. Again, mixed response here. Few people sitting down, few people standing. Sit down if you like eating butter chicken. Again, mixed response. It's interesting to see who all like idlis and butter chicken. Oops. Stand up if you know the national anthem. Okay, we have a rendition. Ujjala jaladi taranga तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाता जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे. Wow, thank you. You don't sing it under the roof. Oh gosh, okay. It's bad luck. I didn't know that. You learn something new every day. All right, sit down if you love splashing in puddles. You're not allowed to. But all the grown-ups are sitting because they love splashing in puddles. Who's not allowing you to? Oh, because you don't have gum boots and her shoes will get dirty. All right, that's a good reason, you think? It gets your pants all dirty. All right. But I'm loving to see that all the grown-ups sitting over here like splashing in puddles. But I have a question for the grown-ups. When was the last time you splashed in a puddle? Raise your hand if it was in the last year. Okay. The last time it rained, which was unfortunately in Bangalore, feels like a year ago. All right. Stand up if you have long black hair. You used to have it. Okay. Wow, that's really long black hair. All right. Sit down if you have short curly hair. That means everybody else stands up.
My mom has short curly hair.
Your mom has short curly hair. Is she here? Is she sitting down? No?
Can I do it for her?
You want to do it for her? Yeah, sure. Let's see. Who are the curly hair ones in the audience? Stand up if someone in your family wears a sari, like the one I am. Okay, everybody has somebody in their family who wears a sari. Sit down if your name has a meaning. You don't know your meaning, but you know if it has a meaning? Yeah? It means divine, all right? Your name means beauty and brightness of a flower. Wow, that's a beautiful name. Yours means? Snow job. Snow job? Dewdrops. Oh, okay. Close enough. Anybody else wants to share the meaning of their name? Okay, his means courage and bravery. There we have somebody at the back. Your name means divine. Yeah, I know that. Can't hear. Gift of God. All right. Strong foundation. Wow, such lovely names. There we have somebody over there. In the corner there. Desire. All right. Now, we come back to things. What did you guys observe? Oh, there's one last name.
God Ganesha.
Ganesha, all right, another name for Lord Ganesha. Now, did you notice your friends, your family members, everybody sitting around you? Did they stand up and sit down at the same time as you? Yes? Everybody stood up and sat down at the same time for the same things? No. Sometimes they stood up. So they played Lagori and you did not. What else? Yeah? You played Lagori. So there were lots of different things. Sometimes you stood up, sometimes you sat down. So are we all the same or different? Different? But there were some things that were same. But there is something different in all of us. But is there something same in all of us? No, nothing same. Sometimes something is same. Sometimes something is different. Yeah? Okay, so we are same and we also have to be different. All right. Let's look on. So, I think we can say that, okay, as Indians, we are all same and different. Agreed? Agreed? But what about the rest of the world? Okay, all this while we've been talking about Indian culture. What other cultures do you know? Japan, Japanese culture, what else? Chinese, Korean, Nigerian, Italian, Mexican, Ladakh. I think that's part of Indian culture. Indonesian, Thailand, Thai, US, American, Russian. You said US? Okay. California, part of America, American. Canada, Canadian. France, French. Egyptian, wow. So, how many cultures you think are in the whole world? 1,000, 100, trillion, 95, 532, 50, 97. Oh, 197, oddly specific. All right. Okay, oh, that's the number of countries in the world. All right. Okay, so let's do a little another test, right? Let's look at one of our closest cultural neighbors. Somebody said Chinese culture. Let's look at Chinese. You said Chinese culture? All right. Okay, so Chinese culture, they have different types of man-made things and natural things. So can you tell me, are we same and different when it comes to Chinese culture? Who's ready for another game? Yay! Okay, now I'm going to take a little bit of pity on the grown-ups in the audience. And I'm not going to make you stand up and sit down. I think you've got enough cardio for the day. So what we're going to do is that this game,
Let's play another game.
yes, there we go. All you need to do is raise your hand, and if your answer is yes, and if your answer is no, do nothing. Simple enough? All right, let's go. Raise your hand if you eat every meal with chopsticks. Every meal with chopsticks, wow. Wasn't expecting an answer there. Well done. You also eat every meal with chopsticks? Okay. All right. Now, raise your hand if you eat with your family around the dining table. A lot more hands have gone up, yes. So Chenwei also eats with his family around the table. The pandas play ping pong outside the palace. Ping pong is another name for table tennis. Raise your hand if you like playing table tennis. Yes. You like it? Raise your hands. Darling, can you sit over there with everybody else? You don't want to sit? Okay. All right. There are lots of hands being raised, but a mix.
There's a difference between those two pandas. That's a red panda and that's black and white.
Correct. So I have been told that there is a difference between the two pandas. That's a red panda and that's a black and white panda. Lena loves lighting lanterns during Lunar New Year. Raise your hand if you like lighting lamps during Diwali. Okay, there we go. Lots and lots of hands. Something in common here as well. Dora the dolphin and Dong the dragon love sharing Dan Dan noodles for dinner. Raise your hand if you like eating noodles. Especially Maggie. All right. I don't know how Chinese that is. That we'll call the Indian cultural twist. Shishi, said Xian to Shishi, even though he didn't win his game of Xiang-Chi. Raise your hand if you don't like losing a game either. Yeah? Are we sore losers? Or are we gracious when we lose? Next question.
I'm gracious when I lose.
You're gracious when you lose? That's a good thing.
I am actually Rajasthani.
You're actually Rajasthani. Good to know. Okay. Now, Kylie almost reached the kite in the sky with her kung fu kick. Now, raise your hand if you can kick your leg up kung fu style. Wow. Yeah, like that. Lots of hands in the audience that can kick kung fu style.
Like this, you mean like this?
Yeah. Gege plays a game of Go with his grandfather. Raise your hand if you like to play with your grandparents. There we go. Well, he's Chinese, but you're Indian. So do you like to play with your grandparents? Of course. All right. Oh no, they're always busy. All right, we need to make some time for our grandchildren then.
I have 2 grandparents.
You have 2 grandparents? Okay. One likes to play with you. Good to know. There we go. Ty tries to make a tiger with a tangram. Raise your hand if you've ever gotten frustrated trying to make something. You don't. What do? Do you give up or you keep trying? Raise your hand if you give up. Raise your hand if you keep trying. All right. Raise your hand if you have never seen a dancer with their face painted like this.
My sister.
If you've never seen a dancer with your like this, keep your hands raised. Now put your hand down if you have seen a dancer with their face painted like this. This is Indian style, correct?
I've seen it on the phone.
So what did you observe?
It's a little same with the Indian culture.
It's a little same with the Indian culture. But is it also a little different? Yes? So did we find things that were same with Indian culture and things that were different with Indian culture? Yes. Yes, darling. Okay. So velociraptors didn't live in India, but they lived in China. A very important fact that you should all know. So the next question is, are we same or different? Different? Same? Both? Same in some ways, different in some ways? Okay. Indians wear saris and they don't.
China is 80% and the same is 20%.
Okay. So, I'm going to come back. Everybody sit down because the kids at the back can't see. What is culture?
Culture is like for different countries or something different about us, but in different.
Okay, so here we have culture is what defines a person. Culture is what makes people different. So, culture is everything. What is it? Show me with your hands. Everything.
Tigers
It-
meow.
They do if they're learning a different language.
No, they don't.
No, this tiger grew up in a household. So he doesn't know how to say grr. He only does meow. Yeah. Okay, so our culture is how we speak. So like the tiger, you might learn Kannada, you might learn English, you might learn Malayalam, Hindi, French, etc. Yes.
What we wear.
Or like the tiger, instead of growling, you might meow. Okay? It's all about how we speak. It's what we wear. Like, for example, I'm wearing a sari. You're wearing a dress. Somebody else is wearing shorts. Somebody else is wearing a skirt, a frock. Culture is what we wear. It's how we pray, whether we go to a temple or a mosque or a gurudwara. rituals like celebrating weddings and festivals and Diwali and Christmas and Eid. It's what we listen to, the kind of music you listen to. Holi, yes, playing Holi. It's how we play, whether we're playing Lagori or we're playing chess or badminton. You play badminton, yeah? It's how we eat, whether we eat with our hands, eat with chopsticks, a fork and knife, sitting on the floor at the dining table, on a banana leaf, on a plate. That is culture. It's what we value. Do I want to spend time with my grandparents? Do I want to climb trees? Do I want to go for early morning walks? Right? All of these things are culture. Now, where does culture come from? How do we get our culture? Yes, we get our culture from everyone that we meet. We get our culture from our family, we get our culture from our friends, we get our culture from where we live, the places that we visit. Everything and everybody that we meet and that we share an experience with influences our culture, right? Have we ever been to China? How many of you have been to China? Very few. But how many of you have eaten noodles? There we go, right? Do you need to go to a place to experience culture? No. You can experience culture through experiences. When you eat different types of food, when you listen to different kinds of music, when you meet different kinds of people, when you wear different kinds of clothes, all of that gives you different experiences of culture. So, the next time you meet someone new, what are we going to do? How are we going to know if they are same or different from us? You ask them their culture? Yeah? What else can we do? Ask them questions. You just need to ask enough questions and you'll find out what you have in common with them and what is different. So thank you all for being here. It's been a pleasure. Just to let you know that there will be a book signing at 12 for the A to Z of India book as well as the Colors of India book. So if anybody is interested in any of the illustrations that you saw, they're all from the book by Indigro. Thank you.